everyone. It's so good to have you today on this beautiful January morning, and I have such a pleasant surprise to have our new mayor, Chad Frank, with us today, and I'm so excited to talk to him about the ideas and the changes that we're going to be experiencing, and it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, and change is good. Sometimes we used to always say the big C word, no one wants to change, but I think change is good, and I think we're going in the right direction. And as we get started, I just want to remind you about some evening meetings that we have to let everyone know that there is a lot of stuff going on in Connersville for recovery. We have meetings every night of the week, and I want you to know and always remember that we're a phone call away and that there is hope in recovery. And we have a lot of proof of that today as people are regaining their families, regaining their jobs, regaining their integrity, and they're just encouraging other people, the peer-to-peer. So never think that there's not hope for you. As long as there's breath in your body, there's hope. And on the evening meetings, on Monday evenings, we have Better Days, and that is at the Methodist Church on Central Avenue, and there is a meal served. The meal is served from 6 to 6:30, and the meeting starts at 6:30. And on Tuesday evenings, there's Brianna's Hope, and that is at the Cross Point Biker Church, and there again they serve a meal, and it is at 6 o'clock, and the meeting starts at 6:30. On Wednesday evening, we always recommend that if you don't have a meeting, that you can go find a church. Most churches at 7 p.m. have services. And then on Wednesday evening over by Eastview at the Little Baptist Church, there is a meeting, and it starts at 7:30. On Thursday evening, we have Brianna's Hope, and that is in Cambridge City. And they serve a meal at 6 o'clock, and at 6:30 the meeting starts. And then there is a new meeting that just started. It's called the Hope House. It's on Iowa Avenue, and they serve a meal also. And it starts at 6 to 8 p.m. And then on Thursday evening also, they have a meeting at Eastview, the little church there at Eastview also. And then on Friday evenings, there's an NA meeting at the Eastview Church. And on Saturday evening, Brianna's Hope is at the Methodist Church there on Central Avenue. It's in the basement, and they serve a meal there. It's at 6 o'clock. And then on Sunday evening at St. Gabriel's Parish House, it is Victory Over Concerned Persons, and that's adults 19 and up, and it's for persons with loved ones in addiction. And it's kind of different than what we're used to, but if you have someone that is in addiction, a family member, a close friend, this is a place that you can go for encouragement and uplifting, and just letting people know the story behind what you're going through, because you're not alone. And then at the same time, at 6 o'clock, we have ages 7 to 12 and 13 to 19. And there's snacks served at that. And it's at the parish house also. And it's for children and teenagers. Maybe their parents are struggling, friends, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and they just need somewhere to go to talk and get encouragement. And that's at St. Gabriel's at the parish house. And then at 7 p.m., they have AA meeting there at the parish house also. And I just want to, since we're talking about 2020 and the new changes it's going about, in 2 Corinthians 5:17, it says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away, and behold, all things have become new." And that's what I'm thinking for 2020. Behold, all things coming new and changing. Like I had said earlier, we want change. Change is good. It's not always comfortable, but change is good. And now, without further ado, I want to give our new mayor, Chad Frank, a lot of time because he has a lot of stuff that he wants to get done in our community, and I want to back him and help him. And I just want you to hear straight from him exactly the new changes and the good things that's happening in our city. Welcome, Chad.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. Thank you for taking time out because I know you're swamped right now.
A little bit.
A little. That's just that new transition and
Yes.
trying to get in. But we're so excited. And congratulations on
Thank you.
being nominated and winning the
Thank you.
mayor. So, so tell me a little bit about what you see happening for Connersville.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
You're
It's still been a whirlwind. We're
Yeah.
still getting situated. We're still trying to get things up to speed. We're all new at this. Thank goodness I have Dinah Wright, who is keeping me straight.
She's awesome.
She's fantastic. That's why I picked her.
Yeah.
She's done it before.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that I have to learn that she already knows how to get it done.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we've been doing it for 5.5 days now, and her and I still have not had time to sit down and just get organized together yet.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing,
Yeah.
but one of the things I kept talking about when I was running for mayor was that there's not going to be a honeymoon phase. We're jumping in, we're diving in, we're running full speed. And no, it's not just swinging a bat hoping we hit the baseball.
Right.
It is fully thought through. The Board of Works, the council, they are all giving a lot of input, and everything that we are doing is well thought. There's a lot that goes into it. We want to look at every possible angle so that we know when the changes that we're looking to make that we do it correctly. And we try to think of every possible situation, scenario, so that we get the best product, the best result we can. That's going to take some time.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why we're running now. I know how long
Right.
it takes to put change in, so we're
Yeah.
doing our due diligence. We're doing all of our work now. We do have, those are some bigger goals. I met with my department heads on Monday, and I really put the challenge out to them, which is where we'll go with the fitness program. And I said, I want big goals from everyone, and I want little goals as well. And then I'm going to give you some goals so we can work together. And one of the things that we can change ourselves is our fitness and our health. When I see the reports coming from the national media or whoever it was that ranked Fayette County as one of the least healthiest and unfit counties, that's something we control. And I sit down with all my department heads and said, look, we need to do this as a city first. And let's see what we can change within ourselves. And hopefully that filters down to our employees, to the community, and we can create change together. And I did that by putting myself out there saying, I'm going to lead this charge and I'm going to do this. And by announcing that on city council, now I have the whole community holding me accountable, which is a good thing because people are talking about it. I'm getting Facebook posts now. People are taking pictures. We're doing it. And so that's the thing we need to keep doing is try to keep creating that positive momentum moving forward. One of the best days that will happen is when we see that report come out and see Connersville making progress.
Absolutely.
That will be just fantastic. And to me, to a lot of people, like, yeah, that's a little thing. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's
Yes,
taking
it is.
a super big challenge as a community, and that shows that we're moving forward together as a community. That's the whole goal behind that.
And see, one thing before we went on air, and I like this. I like the example you used. You said, I'm going to lead by example.
Yes.
And, you know, that is so important.
Yes.
You know, we need to set goals for ourselves as well as having our employees or the community or, you know, like you said, your department heads. And that means a lot because they know you're in the, as they say, the trenches with them. It's like, look, we're going to get this done because I'm going to help you with it.
Yes.
And that's so important. I think engaging and letting people, you know, see, you know, I'm all in. You have a family. They're in the school system. They're in, you know, your wife works. You know, now you're in the city. I mean, so you have, you're invested.
Oh, we are very well invested
in our community.
Yes. So that's why and I kind of put my family on the pedestals with this as well. They weren't too happy with me. But they're also doing it, and then
Yeah.
I have some kids in sports, so you may not see my whole family in the gym at the same time.
Right.
But we're all active. We're all participating in it, and my oldest she likes to do other stuff, so that she doesn't like the gym, but we all find ways to stay active.
Active.
That's right.
Exactly. Exactly.
And control our diets, how we eat. We really watch what we're eating and study it. So that's the motivational factor behind that. And I told you earlier before, and the newspaper kind of printed it. When my kids were young, my wife's dad passed away with a colon cancer, and then 2 to 3 years later, my dad died of a heart attack. My kids never had a grandpa to grow up with. And I grew up next to my grandpa. I had one on one side, but not the other. And I know what that means to have a grandpa, and
Yeah.
my kids don't.
Yeah.
And that's hard on them. And they talk about it a lot. So one of
Right.
the other motivational factors is I'm not too far from it, but when I'm a granddad, that's scary. I want to be there.
Absolutely.
And I want to have a part in my grandchildren's lives.
Yeah.
And I want them to experience that, and something my kids never really got to experience.
Yeah. That's like with me. I have 14 grandkids, and I'm getting ready to have my first great grandbaby.
Oh my.
And I know, I said, oh my gosh, it doesn't seem possible. And I love it though, and I'm like you. I want to be there. I want to watch everything
Yes.
about them, and my grandchildren has got to enjoy their grandparents, and then my children enjoy theirs. My mom is still alive. I'm very blessed
Yes.
to have her still with me, and that is important, and I see that so much in families, now, and I know. And you and I have traveled and seen some other recovery places, and
Yeah.
and I know that sometimes, like in the recovery realm, grandparents are raising their grandkids now.
Yes.
The parents are, because we're at you were talking about the statistics and where we are rate on the polls, and that's like, Fayette County in 2017, we were like number 1 in ER visits for overdoses, and just there. I don't have everything in front of me, but there were so many things, and I'm like you. I'm proud to say the polls are changing.
Yes.
We are doing things, and we're engaging and promoting recovery, and we're doing things to make changes. If we don't, what you don't know to do, you can't do.
That's right.
And I just love the way that you're coming out, like you said. You're coming out fully loaded. You're wanting to make changes. You're not waiting.
We're not waiting.
You're not taking a little time here to do this and do that, and that's because it needs to be done now.
It does.
There's changes that has to take place.
Yes.
Just to even progress. In the way the world is changing. Just because we're a little rural community doesn't mean that we just can't progress with everyone else. And
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I am too. I can't wait to the day when I get to share some of the big goals.
Yeah.
We just can't do that right now. My department heads know what they are.
Yeah.
And I shared a few of them, like, they just stared at me like, are you serious? I said, yes.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a doable goal.
Absolutely.
And if we can accomplish a lot of the little ones first, when we get to those big
Yeah.
ones, people will see, hey, this actually works. Now, the big goals are going to take a lot of thought, a lot of effort, and some of them may not actually be a good thing, so we might trash that and do something different.
Or tweak it,
But
or
we
do
are
something.
looking
Yeah.
we are looking at so many different things and so many different ideas that there's going to be a lot of input. And when we do get to the point where we feel comfortable putting it out there to the public, it doesn't mean it's a done deal.
Right.
We're still going to discuss things on City Council and Board of Works. So we're going to discuss ideas. People are afraid to do that because as soon as you give an idea, man, you are criticized hard.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things I'm trying to do is change our mindset and how we think.
Yeah.
So that just because it's an idea, we want your input. Don't bash the people, don't criticize them, because it might be a dumb idea. But until we get the proper information, we
Right.
don't know
Right.
yet. So one of the things And I'm a huge ideas guy. Let's get the ideas out. Let's vet it. Let's look at all possible scenarios, and that will produce a good outcome. But if you don't put the ideas forward because you're scared to,
Yeah.
we won't get a good outcome. So my main goal is to try to get people, hey, let's get your ideas out there and let's start chewing on this. Let's start putting everything together so we can see positive change and also have the best result.
Yeah.
So that's what I really push for. Yeah, I'll have an idea and I go, what was I thinking? But until I did the research, I had no idea. So there's going to be a lot of different meetings being held. And I'm trying to, some of the older council people are, man, you say that on TV, you're going to get crucified. I said, it's okay. Let's talk about it. I can handle some of the criticism, but what I'm interested in is getting the real information so we can make the best educated decision.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about some crazy things.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we've lost our minds or we don't know what we're doing. It means we're trying to get the best result.
But that's how visions start.
It is how visions start.
It starts with what you think, and then you brainstorm, and then you discuss, and then you put committees together, and
Yes.
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process, and I'm like you. I've had some ideas, and after I really talked about it, I'm like, oh boy, that was not so good.
Yeah.
Let's put that on the back burner
Yeah.
for a while. But then you come up with something else. It's like, man, this is a
Yes.
win-win. Let's do this.
But sometimes when you get to the win-win, the bad idea helps you get there.
Yes, it does.
So that's what I really want to do, and
Yeah.
it's going to take a community effort because we can't think of everything. And I tell people all the time, hey, I'm telling you this so you can help us brainstorm. The more minds we have thinking about it, the better results we'll get.
Absolutely.
So that is really what we're going to try to do.
Yeah.
So take it easy on us. Don't criticize us. We're just the dumbest people on earth. Well, that might be, but we still have to get all the information.
And I think just the change coming with you opening up those doors. I mean, having conversations with people, wanting their input.
Yeah.
Hey, let's discuss this. Let's see what we can do. Let's really, let's put it out there. And like you said, because you're involving people, you're letting them
Yes.
be a part.
Yes.
And when people become a part and you have those meetings and you're genuinely asking for people's input, I mean, it makes them feel of value and invested more in their own
Yeah.
community.
That's exactly right. I don't care if you completely disagree with me.
Right.
I want to talk to you so I can
Yeah.
hear both sides of the story.
Yeah.
So we can still produce the best possible outcome. Now, you may not always agree with the outcome,
Right.
but still, we get the information so we can do what we think is best. And then let's get behind it, let's support it, and to see it move forward. What drives me crazy is in today's culture, the national media in particular, if we disagree with it, we bash it and then we want to see it fail. That's the wrong mindset.
Right.
And that mindset is pretty predominant here in Connersville as well. And we still need to get behind stuff, support it, because ultimately, I want to see our community succeed.
Absolutely.
I even told my department heads and chiefs, if I don't agree with you, but that's what we decide to do, I will support that decision. And I will get behind you and hold it up so we can see it successful. Because no matter what, I don't want to see us fail.
Exactly. And I think that's happened so many times in our community
It has.
because ideas, just because it's not mine or yours, does not mean that it's not a good idea.
No.
And sometimes just, like you said, re-examining, getting the facts, getting people to the table that has information about it. Maybe another community, because I'm one, when I opened up the House of Ruth, I traveled to even different states just to review and to get the knowledge that I needed. I stayed in recovery homes just to see how they worked and how they operated so I could be of greater value whenever I came here. And I took training. Every year I'm taking some type of training to better help myself, because things change all the time.
Yeah.
And we have to change with them. Education, knowledge, just surrounding yourself with people. I always use this illustration, and you may have heard it. But they said when Henry Ford first invented the car and he opened up all the Ford plants and stuff, he had this is telling my age too, But he had the phone that had all the little numbers and the buttons across it. And he said a man, came in one day and said, "How do you do all this? How do you, run these places and build these cars and do everything that you do?" And he said there, and he thought a minute, and he told the guy, he said, "I don't." He said, "Do you see that phone right there with all those buttons?" He said, "Every button is someone, if I don't have the answer, they do."
Right.
And I have always, that just stuck out in my mind so much, because I don't have all the answers.
No.
You don't have all the answers, but
No.
we're willing to listen.
That's
I will
right.
listen to people. Come, give me the idea, help me progress, because I'm like you. I mean, this is our 10th year anniversary for House of Ruth, and when I first started, I thought, "Lord, you have definitely got the wrong person to do this, because I cannot," because of all the changes
Yes.
and the people that you deal with and the negative remarks and
Yes.
like you said, the bashing of, that drug house up there. And it's like, no, we're not. We're trying to help people
Yes.
become productive members of our community and
That's
of their
right.
families, and refocus them. And it's took a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of prayer.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of prayer. And now we're seeing the fruits
Yeah.
of all of that.
Let me give you an example of change from me about what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I got involved with you through a friend who had lost a child through death, through drugs.
Uh-huh.
I had my preconceived notions, how I viewed, not necessarily what you did, but the people there in particular.
Right.
And I would say my views probably aligned with a lot of how people think. And because some of the comments that I would say and make, I was like, I hear that in the community. But what I did was I swallowed my pride and I said, I'm going to help my friend no matter what. And so I went and I got involved and I learned, and I was very quiet at first, but I was listening and I was learning. And then we started traveling around to visit some other facilities. And within a matter of 2 weeks, I told my wife, "You got to come see this. Everything I thought and the way you think is wrong." And by me getting involved with what you do, I learned that, man, everything I thought was wrong. My wife got involved. Now she understands, and she said the same thing. She's got a medical school background, and believe it or not, yes, they have their own preconceived notions about it as well.
Yes.
And she said the exact same thing. She goes, "We were completely wrong." But that's the kind of change I'm also talking about. It's not just big changes. It's changing how we think and how we view things. I
Yes.
now value what you do. And
Thank
I'm looking
you.
for involvement in what you do. I've already shared some ideas, but I also I give a business perspective, and sometimes my business perspectives don't fit with what you do, but it's still a perspective, and you listen to it and you
Right.
learn from it. And now we
Right.
work together because of that.
Yes,
Where before
absolutely.
I completely stayed away because of how I thought. But that's the kind of change I'm talking about. That's just a simple change in how we think. But I had to get involved and learn. I didn't just criticize.
Right.
I got involved and I learned. So that's a simple way that anyone can do that.
And that means, and you just have no idea, that means the world to me, to even know that, that you do support us that way. And you'll never know how much that I appreciate that. It's hard sometimes to get people to understand, because they think I'm crazy for doing what I do. But,
That's right.
Every person that comes through that house is someone's daughter,
That's right.
someone's sister, someone's mom, someone's best friend, a cousin, a niece. And everybody that is in their family is affected by what is going on.
That's right.
And and I go back to the scripture, when the Bible says, "Whosoever will, let him come," it didn't mean just me and you.
That's right.
Whosoever is anybody
That's right.
that will come. And I'm a whosoever person.
That's right.
So whosoever will that wants recovery.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up.
I love it. I really do. And I'm like you. I have so many visions and things that I'm thinking about, and we're really getting ready to expand. And you and I talked a little bit before. I've been doing some training and with some state level things that's going on, and I'm excited because this is going to be a good year. I feel like we are on the brink of a major
And
newness.
Do you remember my big goal I gave you?
Yes.
I'm still chasing that goal. And you looked at me like I was crazy and lost my mind when I said it, but I'm still chasing that goal.
Absolutely.
And we're going to make that goal happen eventually.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that to happen.
I know, and everybody out here is probably saying, well, what is it? But it's things to look forward to. It's things that's going to happen. And it's exciting when you see people's lives changing. And I have one girl, I'll tell you this real quick because I know we're running out of time, but I have a young lady that is changing the way the state, she's working in Muncie right now. And she went to the recovery coach classes, graduated, from the program. They have asked her to be on committees to change the way that the different organizations view people in recovery.
That's right.
She is on a committee, and she is setting up guidelines and programs for, and I don't know if I should say the name of the company, but she's setting up their protocol for recovery coaches through the state, through ICATA.
That's fantastic.
And I'm like, wow,
That's fantastic.
and she was one of them. They said, she'll never do anything. And I'm like, she's changing the very laws, of what's going on. And
that's right.
and I'm just, and that's just one. I have like 5 or 6 women that are working in different areas in the state. And I was with Amy Brinkley, I think it was Monday, and we were at the State House, and the Governor Holcomb he prayed over everyone that was starting in the new offices, and there was like 12 people that spoke, and just the different things, and it's just, there's an excitement of what is going on, and just this little girl from Indiana, I'm like, I love doing stuff like that. I love being a voice, being the advocate.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is I travel around the state. I was there for a long time, and it drove me absolutely crazy. I would introduce myself. I'm Chad Frank. I'm from Connorsville, and I'd hear, "Oh, Connorsville."
Oh, that
That
place.
just made my skin curl.
Yeah.
We are already now hearing, "Oh, Connorsville."
Yeah.
We hear a lot of good things about
Yeah.
that place. So, word is getting out.
Yeah.
But now we really gotta be active and get it done.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to change not just how we think. I'm trying to change how the state views us as well.
Absolutely. I'm on board with that.
Yes.
We are doing things because I have people all over the state calling me. I helped a home in Greensburg open up. I've been to Tennessee to help a home. I haven't even told you about these. And there's a place in Shelbyville, and there's just different things going on, and
wow.
I'm excited to help. They say, I know you're busy, but I'm like, I'm not that busy. I will help you because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. We have good stuff going on here.
That's exactly right.
And we will help in any way that we can, and we are already almost out of time, and I am just so thankful that you came today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm just praying for many blessings, and that all this will just go hand in hand the way that you want it to.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for joining us today. And always remember, there's hope in recovery, and we're a phone call away. Never think that you have to do anything alone. We want to help you. We want to encourage you. We'll pray with you any way that we can help you. If we don't have the answer, we'll find the answer for you. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.